Welcome to your weekday cup of the word. We're in James chapter 5. James chapter 5 will finish up the book, and it starts with an issue that James has already touched on, which is riches and the arrogance to trust in them. Verses 1 through 6 are going to very clearly say that those who are rich have to watch out to become the kind of people who trust in those riches to save them, because they won't. Instead, the riches will corrupt them. And they also need to make sure that with the power that comes with money comes the opportunity to abuse that power and hurt others with it, to either defraud people or squash the little man, so to speak. And that those who have wealth need to be very aware of the power they have and not abuse it. And then from there, through the end of the chapter, he's going to deal with several different things. He's going to deal with having patience, that Christians are people of endurance. It's not a sprint, but it's an endurance race. It's a marathon to be a Christian. It's a lifelong journey. And so don't get discouraged and don't give up. Be patient for the Lord's return. And then he'll talk about prayer and the power of prayer, and that needs to be something that we do, and we need to believe that it actually does something, that God hears our prayers, and that the prayers of a righteous man do make a difference in this world. And then he'll also deal with the love of the brethren, and that we should care for one another, and that if we see a brother slipping into sin, that we shouldn't simply be the kind of people who mark them off, but that we do what we can to bring them back to Christ, because we desire to have the multitude of their sins covered by God's grace. And that can only happen when somebody repents and returns. So whatever we can do to bring them back to that path, we ought to do. That character of waiting for the Lord and prayerful people and loving people, that's practical Christianity. And it's a good sum to James, the book, of what does it look like to have faith on a day-to-day basis. That's your daily cup, and we'll see you tomorrow.